Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another live stream here on Max Coverage TV, the place to be for all your sports wants, news, and needs, and most importantly, live play-by-plays here for your Yankees off season. So we got some news. Brian Cashman's talking. Well, he was talking to some reporters earlier. Right now, they're doing the little GM meetings right now. So we have some news trickling in. You know what I'm saying? It's still the beginning of the off season. But we got to talk about some things. The Yankees are they're checking in on Pete Alonso, mainly because Scott Boras is his client. Let's get that out the way. Mainly because Scott Boras is his client. He has a lot of clients available. We all know Juan Soto, of course, Corbin Burns, Pete Alonso, the top dogs, pretty much in the free agency is all represented by Scott Boras. So might as well check on everybody, right? But just wanted to come on live for a little bit, talk to you all about all the off-season news that we have for right now. Jump on. We'll watch the interviews with Brian Cashman. I'll share it on the screen so we can all check it out together. Because honestly, I haven't watched it yet because I was at work. So that's why I wanted to come on live and talk about everybody or talk to you all about everything that we need to know about. But if you are new here, hit that like button, subscribe. If you are new, if you're watching on the replay, thank you so much. If you enjoy baseball, if you love the Yankees, hit that subscribe button here on the channel. My job is to make sure you all know the ins and outs and all the breaking news once we get some news. But let's get some love to the chat real quick. We got Crimson Shadow in the house. We got Kidder Kid. Jack, can you join? Not today, man. Not today. What up, Ambio? How you doing, Ambio? We got Imario in the house. Victorino, what's going on, man? I will be doing some call-in shows. Just not today, guys. Once we get some more information, like throughout the whole off season, we'll do some call-in shows. I'll drop the link so you all can join. But like I said, it's not going to be too long of a stream today. I just wanted to pop on and give you all some updates and stuff like that. We got Dylan in the house. We got Jacob Frederick in the building. Inside Wrestling. I like wrestling. How you doing? Hopefully Yankees can sign Bregman for third base. I would love that, but some people won't. Some people don't love that, but I would personally. They can't sleep around waiting for Soto. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Soto's by far. I mean, there's no need to even talk about Soto's the number one priority. We all know that. So when we talk about Pete Alonso, when we talk about Christian Walker and other pieces available, Bregman, Anthony Santander is out there. The pitching, I mean, number one is Soto, but we have to have a plan B. John the Beagle Dad, how you doing, man? We got Mark in the house. I want Christian Walker as the new first baseman. We'll talk about Christian Walker as well. Brandon's in the chat. We got a lot of y'all, man. Thank you for popping in. Like I said, man, appreciate you all. Smash that like button in the smithereens. It's always good to talk to you all. So main thing is Brian Cashman. I'll share the screen. Here we go. This is what he said.
Boras by any chance?
Yeah, sure he did. So there's a lot of high quality players in this marketplace, and certainly Pete did an amazing job with the Mets, and so had a brief conversation with Scott about a lot of his. He has a lot of free agents, which is normal, and Pete's one of them. So yes.
Pete Alonso's name come up in your call with?
Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty obvious. The Yankees, we all know they need a first baseman. Rizzo's gone unless he comes back on a very cheap deal, but I don't see it happening. Honestly, Rizzo, I think his career is not going to be with New York anymore. The clear thing is we need a first baseman. Now, is it going to be internally? Is it going to be Ben Rice? Is it going to be TJ Rumfield or Oswaldo Cabrera? Who knows? And let me know, can y'all hear that, by the way? Because I want to make sure y'all can hear it. Just imagine we getting a super team like the Dodgers. They won't stop adding. So we need to add also. Yeah, man. The Dodgers are now they're the favorites to land Roki Sasaki. That's if he posts this offseason, which some people think he will, some people don't. But I saw a report today saying that he most likely will post, and he's looking like the Dodgers is his destination. So that's just another piece of the puzzle for the Dodgers. I mean, like you said, Ambio, they're going to keep on adding. We can't sit on our hands. We have to go toe for toe. I mean, if you're Hal Steinbrenner, you can't sit there and say, I'm content. I'm content with this team. You can't. Like Soto, even re-signing Soto, you still need to do more. Like, we need more than just Soto. What up, D-Rod? What's up, my guy? We got James Brooks Bank in the chat as well. Yankees make an offer to Soto if he says no, keep going. Yeah, I mean, listen, the Yankees are going to have a cap. The Yankees will have a cap. I think their cap is going to be 580. I don't think they're going to hit over 600. If Soto wants $650 million, I just don't see the Yankees going that high. I mean, I hope they do. I hope they match whatever offer there is out there for Juan Soto. But at the end of the day, we all know how Hal Steinbrenner is. We all know how Brian Cashman is. They're going to have a cap. They're going to have a limit, and they won't go past that limit. And, I mean, that's just how I see it. Can Spencer Jones play first? Well, his defense is really they love the defense for Spencer Jones in outfield. I don't think they're going to put him on first base. He can play first. I was thinking maybe this was what I was saying last offseason. I said Judge potentially could be the first baseman on this team eventually. We see it happen all the time with outfielders when they get a little older in their career, like Bryce Harper, for instance. I know the injuries for Bryce Harper's elbows kind of made it an easy transition for Bryce Harper to go to first, but we saw Pujols do it. Cabrera has done it, Miguel Cabrera. I mean, it's just the smart decision to do with an older guy. I do think we could see Aaron Judge as our first baseman some years down the line. Some not like next year or nothing like that, but like years down the line. I do think that could be in play. What up, Ken? What's going on, bro? D-Rod saying if LA gets Sasaki, might as well call them the Tokyo Dodgers. For real though, dude. For real though. Miyutaka or what's it called? The other Japanese first baseman that's out there, Masataka. No, what's his name? I'm blanking on his name right now, but there's another Japanese player that's coming over. He would be an awesome add too for this team for a first base. Mark, 13 years, 575. Would hamstring the Yankees for any other big agents? Mark, maybe not because of the AAV. And I do think there's going to be a 6-year opt-out after Soto. So whatever Soto signs, like the year is going to say 13, 12 years, but it's going to be a 6-year contract with an opt-out. And he will opt out unless injuries derail his career or, like his play just isn't as good as it was. But I think the Yankees, if they sign Soto to a contract like that, they have more money to work around with. Because right now, our payroll is less than $200 million. It's sitting at 191 right now. Alan's in the house. What's up, Alan? Daniel in the building. Yankees need to pick up Snell. Snell's another guy that we need another pitcher. We need Snell. We need Corbin Burns. I think one of those two, even Flaherty. I would take either 3 of those guys, but we need another starting pitcher, in my opinion. You're busted for school. You better not get in trouble. What's up? Strike Zone and the fees in the house. How you doing, my guy? Savius, good to see you. Another guy that hits home runs and strikes out. Yeah, just what we need. For real, right? But we'll talk. Oh, yeah, there. Murakami. Thank you, Jacob Petruzzi. Murakami is who I was talking about. Yeah, strike zone. Yeah, Mutaka Murakami. He's going to be a freaking beast. Watching him in the World Baseball Classic, man, I was like, dang. So that's another name that we can look out for first base, honestly. Yankee Kyle, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Smash that like button, everybody. Yeah, what's up, FJE? Thank you, buddy. Title defense starts tomorrow night, Max. What are you talking about, Jacob? I thought Murakami was a type of bento box. Shorb in the house. How you doing, Shorb? We got Aiden in the building. We got Matt. Good to see you all. Oh, Miss Norma's in the house. How you doing, girl? Oh, okay, UConn. I'm like, okay, let's go. Yeah, UConn. Let's go, man. Max, the current projected salary with Cole's numbers is currently $191. The first tax threshold is at 241. My bet is that our salary doesn't exceed 270. I can see it. I can see it. Now let's just put that in perspective right there, Ken. Our salary cap with Cole's numbers is at 191. Let's say we get Soto back. Let's say we get Soto 50, 55 million per, right? So that's going to be about 240, 245. So that gives us about $25 more million to mess around with. I don't know what the Yankees are going to do, honestly. If they don't exceed 270, then the bullpen is going to be weakened. If they sign a guy like Pete Alonso or another starting pitcher, our bullpen is going to be weakened. But you can't have it all, right? What up, John Murphy Jr. with a $2 dono? As a Mets fan, no Yankees for Alonso. I feel you, John. I feel you. But I do think this is going to be a plan B option. That's if we don't get Soto. But they could sign Soto and Pete Alonso, like I just said. But I'd rather them sign Soto and get a guy like Corbin Burns and just be like, all right, let's get this bullpen tacked in and let's find some kids to fill in the infield. But what's our biggest holes right now, everybody? In my eyes, is our infield defense. They need work. That's why I don't mind Alex Bregman. I wouldn't mind them signing him. You move Jazz back to second. Gleyber's gone. They didn't offer him a qualifying offer. So Gleyber's most likely going to leave. They extended the qualifying offer to Juan Soto, but it's worth a try, right? He's gonna reject it. We all know that. And so the infield defense is my top priority, honestly. All season long, what did we see with this team? Just them messing up easy routine ground balls, pop-ups, double plays. Alex Bregman just won another Gold Glove on third. You get that hot corner over there solidified with Bregman. You put Jazz where he needs to be, playing second base. I mean, the infield defense, I think, in my eyes, just got better just from that move. What's up, the boy Wonder? How you doing, man? Good to see you, buddy. Michael says, definitely need a good pitcher. We definitely do, man. We definitely do. King Twister, I wouldn't mind Christian Walker. Yeah, Christian Walker is not another. Yeah, I would love Christian Walker or Pete Alonso, honestly. They can move money around. Stroman, yeah, Stroman's on the books for 2 more years with 18 mil per. Aaron's in the chat. First and third baseman, closer, 1, maybe 2 starters. Well, the closer I wouldn't say would be a big hole. We got Luke Weaver back. We picked up Luke Weaver's team option, a cheap guy, and that's another thing. We got a cheap closer. Luke Weaver's making $2.5 million. I mean, you look at Edwin Diaz, you look at Josh Hader, you look at Devin Williams. I think didn't they decline his offer? Clase. I mean, we got a legit closer at $2.5 million. You can't beat that. But we do need some bullpen help, no doubt about it. We do need some bullpen help. Yankees need a legit third baseman, says FJE. Too many playing out of position. Bregman would be a good. Yeah, I agree. Like, I know a lot of people don't want Bregman, but I would love Bregman, honestly. Ambio says we could talk to DJ and do the same we did with Alex and pay him $5 to $6 mil for the next 5 to 6 years. If DJ LeMay, if he can do that, bro, that's taking one for the team, man. That would clear up a lot of money. Yeah, Aiden, I know Roki Sasaki might be posted this year. That's what I'm hearing too. Joseph Rojas in the house. Max did the decline. Yeah, no, Cardiac Clay. He's a free agent. Clay Holmes is a free agent. I would love Tanner Scott. Strike Zone. You know I've been on Tanner Scott, bro. I wanted him for the trade deadline. I would love Tanner Scott. Let's see. Let's look at Brian Cashman here. So this is him talking about Jason Dominguez. Hold on, let me
You need to get 2 outfielders.
Let's bring this up on the screen real quick for you guys. This is about Jason Dominguez and potentially him being a starter next season.
You need to get 2 outfielders, or in your mind is Jason Dominguez ready to be a starter opening day next year? do you feel like you have to get Soto and another outfielder or whoever?
I think we're going to see what's in front of us. I think we're going to evaluate all opportunities and then make decisions. Obviously, Dominguez missed a lot of time this past year. We're happy that he's here with us. He's in a position to potentially take a spot, but it's then determine. We have to compare that to what else is available to us too, and make those decisions. So I'm not saying he's guaranteed a position at this in November, whatever day it is. It's we'll wait and see how our winter plays out and what twists and turns comes our way. So hopefully, my intent, which is the same intent every year, is to you start the GM meetings, you start the winter meetings with. I hope we can run into some good things that kind of benefit us in the near term. So in this case, it's going to be for the 25 season. So hopefully we can run into some great opportunities that plays well for us as a team next year. So
I will say this about that if you want Soto and if you want a big star like Corbin Burns, you need Jason Dominguez to be the starter in your outfield. Like, it just has to happen. I get what he's doing. He's being the GM. He's being, he's kind of tippy-toeing around the question, but come on now. Like, what are you doing? If we need some salary relief for the guys like Cole, Judge, Rodon, Soto, potentially on the payroll. You need young guys like Dominguez. So I know that I don't know about that one. That one was kind of confusing me, but let me look at some other ones. How you doing, my guy? Ace is in the house. What's up, my guy? We are. King Twister says Yankees should get either Profar and Tyler O'Neill. So would you not want to see Jason Dominguez starting out there, King Twister? He can't even say that Dominguez is not our starting outfield. So why have your top prospect on the team? Then when asked for don't want to, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's tippy-toeing around the question. Like, this, it would be stupid for us not to have Dominguez as our starting outfielder next year. This is hold on. This is him talking about Steve Cohen right here about signing Juan Soto.
Does that make you nervous that their owner has 3 times the net worth as your owner, and if they want him, that they can get him? Probably.
I think that's just the nature of the beast. And big market owners with deep pockets aren't the only ones signing, players to big deals. I mean, you've seen the San Diego Padres sitting out in the West Coast. They've imported a lot of big-time players with big-time contracts, that they've out-competed other teams of interest for. So it comes in various forms in various cities at various times. So, the market on a year in, year out basis is strong from all different aspects of the baseball universe. So, we do our best to compete with whomever on a year in, year out basis.
Does that make you
nervous? He's nervous. I mean, I would be nervous if I was Hal Steinbrenner. I would be really nervous. Yankees don't need free agent outfielders. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, D-Rod. Unless Soto goes somewhere else, and that's a different story. Santander would be one of my first pivots if Soto does not sign back with his team, because Santander, switch hitter, coming off a career year, no one's gonna even be on the same level as Soto. I understand that, but I think Santander would be the best option if Soto leaves, especially in Yankee Stadium, with his power. What up, Yowie? He's in the house. We got Marquise. Soto is gone because the Yankees won't match any offer he gets. I disagree. They will match some offers, but they will have a limit. They're not going to go past a certain number. I I disagree with they won't match any offer he gets, but they're not going to match up to a certain amount because that's just what the Yankees are going to do. I just know. What's up, Stetson? How you doing? We got who the Yankees are going to make big moves. I agree. They have to. What up, Jack? Good to see you, Jack. The Yankees have to make big moves. They can't sit on their hands. I mean, especially if the Dodgers are going to be active, and we can't just sit around and wait. We got to make some moves. Santander is a solid power bat, but he feels like crap. Yeah, I know, Ken. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't, you know. But if Soto walks, Ken, who would you prefer? Who would you prefer in right field? You could move Judge there, of course, and then Dominguez would be center field. Who's going to be on left field then, you know? Soto will eventually sign with us. Yankee pinstripes for life, says Jack. What's up, Cruise Control? Good to see you, man. Yankees need to sign Alonso, Alex Bregman, and can't wait for just Soto. I agree. Soto's number one, but if you can't, you got to make a plan B. You can't sit on your hands. Robert's in the building. Soto was not so great in the World Series. Soto was fine in the World Series, Robert. Soto was fine in the World Series. Patrick Franks, good to see you. Screw Alonso. Go get, a Willie Adames. But the thing is, Patrick, we need a first baseman now with Rizzo gone. With Rizzo gone, you need a first baseman. And, I mean, I would love Willie Adames, too. Willie Adames is a solid player. People are saying we can sign Willie Adames and move Volpe to second base and then, you know, keep Jazz on third. So this is Cashman talking about the base running for this Yankees team.
Do you think it's reflective of coaching, managing when an area that is an obvious area for months doesn't get cleaned up?
I think it's indicative. Sometimes in any individual season, you can get some positive momentum and that you're really excelling at. You can get some negative momentum that you can't seem to get out of. Using an example of hitting and running and scoring position. Some years you can have the same team and you excel at it. Other years you start out of the gate and you're really bad at it and you don't get any better at it. It becomes part of your DNA. It becomes, you know, there's good habits you develop and there are bad habits you develop. You try what you can to get out of them. Again, some people are in your category you're talking about right now in base running. Some people are really good at it. Some people aren't as good at it. So, as I said, we do the best we can navigating it. It's not necessarily something I would say that I think by the question is, are the Yankees historically bad at base running, or is this year's version had a bad base running situation? This year's version, we weren't good. It wasn't something we were good at. And obviously, like every winter, you know, we're challenged to try to find ways to get better in certain areas, and we do what we can to improve upon that. Last year, we struggled scoring offense. This year, we didn't. Because we went to town trying to fix it. So this winter, we'll go to town to try to fix and make sure we're better at base running next year. Simple as that.
It's just funny. Like, he's like, oh, there's certain guys that are good, certain guys that are bad at base running. Like, but that's coachable. You can coach that. You can fix that with your coaching. But I don't know. Joseph in the house. They're going all in on Soto and a top end starter. That would be amazing if we got Soto back and Corbin Burns. I would be dancing to the seventh inning stretch music all season long. I'll be doing like this, Norma. Hey, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'll be ecstatic if we got that. Mo money, mo problems in the house. Hey, Max, Alonso is not someone I would pivot to if they lose Soto. I wouldn't say he's my top pivot, Mo. My top pivot would probably be Santander and Bregman would be my first two. And then, of course, a pitcher. We need a pitcher regardless. But Santander and Bregman would be my two top fielders as a pivot for Soto if we lose them. Good to see you, Chad. Good to see you, buddy. Yowie Wowie saying Yankees are going to go off this offseason if we don't get Soto. They'll have all the money in the world to do something. They'll have all the money in the world. Look at Simba. Simba says he misses you guys. Look at him. Look at him. He's still rocking his Yankees collar, by the way. He's still rocking his Yankee collar. Yeah, the Max Shuffle, you know it. Don saying pass on Alonso. Jazz will be the new Gleyber Torres. He needs to keep focus. KA knew that in their scouting reports. Yeah, I mean, we all know he's kind of a hot-headed guy. We saw kind of in the World Series him getting mad at the umpire and Boone saying, "Hey, Jazz, calm down, buddy, calm down." Yeah, years ago, Paul Goldschmidt would be awesome, but not right now in this far in his career. I think Goldschmidt is 1 or 2 years away from retiring. I think you're meaning Jerickson Profar would be a nice piece. Yeah, he had a great year with the Padres. Great year. Pitching is a must, and second base. Yeah, well, second base, we have second base locked down. Jazz will be the second baseman if we sign a third baseman. If not, we still have John Berti. We still have Oswaldo Cabrera. Volpe can play second, but he's the shortstop, of course. We still have options. I mean, Yorbit Vivas in the farm. We have some guys down low that we can bring up for second base. So I think second base really isn't a priority at all. I think right now it's first, outfield, of course, if Soto walks, and potentially third base. We'll see. Ooh, Miss Sydney's in the chat. Yeah. How you doing? How you doing? Goldschmidt is the same as Rizzo, so just keep Rizzo. Nah, yeah, we're not going to get Goldschmidt. We're not going to get Goldschmidt. Ken says, personally, I am moving Jazz via the trade market. Really? Even though Jazz is locked down till 2027, you're still going to want to move him? So here's Brian Cashman talking about Juan Soto.
When you recruit high-profile external free agents, you have pitch meetings and put your best foot forward. Do you have a need, or do you anticipate that with Juan, or is that not needed since he spent the season here?
I think I had a conversation with Scott Boras yesterday, so I know he was going to have conversations with Juan. Since he knows us, we are standing ready to meet with him if he feels necessary to meet with us, as he, understands the landscape of opportunities that now exist for himself. He's played obviously in Washington, he played in San Diego, now he's played here. So we are more than willing to meet as many times as he would like to meet. But I think Scott Boras was going to talk to Juan and get a feel for whether he felt it was necessary for us to have as many time in person with him as other clubs, because he knows us, so we stand ready to do whatever. We certainly have an interest in retaining him, and we'll put our best foot forward there. But at the same time, that'll either lead to us retaining him and signing him back, or we'll be forced to go to a different direction if we can't. And if we can't, there's a lot of different players in this marketplace that can positively impact this roster in different ways. So, we will be working on, every aspect of opportunity and exploring any way possible to put together the best team we possibly can for 2025, because we want to get back to where we just finished, which was in the World Series.
I mean, he kind of said the right thing. I mean, we want him back. That's no doubt about it. And like, he's ready to meet right now with Scott Boras, start talking about things, but we can't sit around. We can't. So they obviously have a backup plan already in their minds about what they're going to do if not. But I mean, I pray to the baseball heavens. I pray to everybody, to the higher power, that Juan Soto is back on this team next year. I mean, that's first things first. What's up, Daniel? Good to see you, man. Will Cortez be healthy next year? He should be, D-Rod. He should be, unless there's any setbacks with his elbow, but I don't think there is. So I do think we could see Cortez being traded this offseason, though. Bet he won't want to meet with you, but yes, with Hal, like all Boras clients do. Yeah. I mean, no doubt. Hal is definitely going to be this, the head of everything. Like when Hal was taking over for the Aaron Judge sweepstakes, Hal should be doing the same thing for Juan Soto. I only mentioned Goldie because years ago the Yankees blew a chance to get him from the Diamondbacks. I knew he was great, but he went to St. Louis. He is too old now. Too bad DJ petered out. Yeah, I mean, I really like Paul Goldschmidt, man. I really did. But yeah, it sucks. Now he's just too old for what I would want. If they're gonna re-sign Soto, is Alonso off the table? No, not at all. I don't think so, Ron, because like I said, the Yankees have right now their payroll is sitting at $191 million. And if you sign Soto, I'm gonna say roughly it's gonna be $55 million per. So that would give us talking about the luxury tax like me or like Ken brought up earlier in the stream, the first threshold is at 270. So that gives you about $30 million to play around with. I think Alonso's worth 30 mil. Now, if they want to go over that first threshold, which they probably have to, honestly, if we're going to get Soto, we're probably going to go over that first threshold. But knowing the Yankees, they're probably going to go for cheap bullpen arms because they believe in Matt Blake and their pitching staff here. And I mean, if we get Alonso and Soto, I still say we need to get a starting pitcher. We need one. I can't go into this season having Rodon as my number two arm in this rotation. I can't do it. I think we need either Snell, Flaherty, or Corbin Burns. Miss Shelley's in the chat. How you doing? Good to see you. I miss you guys too. I miss you all. But I'm not going nowhere. So if you I'm serious. I'm not going nowhere. I told you I'm going to be right here. I'm right here. What up, Dev? How you doing? The trade Yankees missed out on was Arenado. Yeah, Cardinals got him for peanuts. Yeah, that would have been a fantastic trade. That would have been a fantastic trade. So here is here is Brian Cashman talking about Gleyber Torres.
Does that bother you? His defense, is that a problem in your mind when you look at his fielding percentage? And obviously he's very good going to the right, but not very good going the other way.
I think Gleyber has been a really good Major League Baseball player. In the end, one of the reasons why we got as far as we did. I'm not going to dissect what he's good at and what he's not as good at. Obviously, I think he'll have a lot of conversations with a lot of teams that have a need in that area. And that also might include us, who knows. But I appreciate his efforts while he was here. And he was mashing down the stretch like we needed him to be. But again, everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, but I'm not going to dissect what's best as we move forward. We're just going to obviously make the best decisions we can with what's available from within or outside. We can import a third baseman, move Jazz over. We can promote from within with a guy like Caleb Durbin, for instance, who's crushing it in the Arizona Fall League. We can run into some trade opportunities or free agents. Just not sure what we're going to do just yet. But I want to thank Gleyber for the time while he was here, without closing any doors either on a reunion.
Yeah, he's gone. I mean, that right there just told me that Gleyber is not going to be back next year. Yeah, Jace, we didn't offer him a qualifying offer, so he's a free agent right now. Now, they could re-sign Gleyber Torres, but they're not going to. I'm glad that he brought up Caleb Durbin, by the way, because, I mean, that's a guy that a lot of fans wanted to see up here potentially. And I think, spring training is going to say it all now. Like I said, second base in their eyes and in my eyes, I feel like it's the easiest position for us to fill. But yeah, I think Gleyber's gone, honestly. What up? I am Big Buddy says, thank God he's gone. Theo Harris in the building. I get nervous that Soto could sign with someone any day now. Yeah, I mean, Theo, you're allowed to be nervous for this one. I'm nervous too. We're all a nervous wreck until we know where Juan Soto's going, man. We all know how important Juan Soto is to this team. So you have all the rights to be nervous about that. D-Ross says, yes, Max, Rodon is not a number 2. His performance this year is the best you're going to get from him the rest of his contract. Yeah, like I said, D-Rod, he's just not a number 2 guy. I don't mind him as a number 3 or number 4 arm in a rotation, but he's not a number 2, man. He's not. We overpay for him, unfortunately, but we just have to bite the bullet and hope that we can get anything better out of him. He was also talking about Aaron Boone. He basically said, like this Brian Cashman, I'm saying, he basically said that Boone is he's going to be back. Boone's going to be back next year for his they have a team option for Aaron Boone to be the manager next year. It looks like he's going to be back. And that's just how it is, guys. I mean, I know some people don't want Aaron Boone here. Some people don't mind him, but yeah, I mean, it looks like Boone is going to be back for next year. We got Theo Harris with a $2 dono. I imagine we trade for Gleyber's replacement. I don't think we do, Theo. I don't think we do. Like I said, there's a lot of options internally, like down low in the minor league. We got Yorbit Vivas. We have Caleb Durbin. Jazz still, that's his main position was second base when he joined the league. Well, he was shortstop, but he pretty much got shifted over to second base as soon as he got in the major league. I think there's a lot of replacements already in place, Theo. Oswald Peraza is another one, like Ambio just said in the chat. Oswaldo Cabrera also knows how to play second base. So the list goes on and on. I think the second base position is the easiest for them to fill. So thank you, DeBoy Wonder says, hit the like buttons, man. Support your boy, Max. Thank you, bro. Shout out to everyone. We got 72 in the chat. Smash the like, subscribe if you're new hanging out. Thank you so much for popping in. I actually love doing these streams, so thank you so much for joining me today. And you know, like I said, just be on the lookout. Make sure your notification bells are turned on throughout the whole off season. I'll be doing some streams like this. Like sometimes I'll just jump on live and start talking. So I saw some news come out, and I had to jump on live and talk to you all about everything. But here's Pete Alonso. Let's break down Pete Alonso real quick, and then we'll move on to Christian Walker and some other first basemen out there that are available this offseason. Without the trade market, this is just for free agency. Pete Alonso, 240 batting average last year. I personally, I like contact hitters. I want someone that gets on base like Luis Arias, someone like that. But we all know the power that this guy has. Pete Alonso, 34 home runs, down from the last couple of years. But like I stated, man, him in Yankee Stadium, his power and the fly balls going to right field in Yankee Stadium, he could have a career year in the Bronx. But here's this chart. It's not too bad. I mean, the strikeout rate 24%, so he doesn't strike out too much. He doesn't chase too much. He walks at 10%. Like the fielding is way below average. He's not the best fielder. So I mean, it's taking what you get. Like we're getting rid of Rizzo, but Alonso could be a replacement. Not the best, not as good fielding as Rizzo is in his career, but actually Pete Alonso this past year, watching the Mets games, he looked pretty decent on first base defensively. I'm not saying he's the best first baseman I've ever seen, but like I said, he looked like he's improved on the defensive side of things. We got Metro Express in the chat. First base is more of a concern than second base. We need someone who can actually fill the position. I agree, Metro. I agree 1,000% with you. Ambio says we need to play the kids. We are the only team on the major league that doesn't play their prospects unless it's forced by media or fans going off on social media. We have to play the kids, man. And especially if Soto's back on this team, we have to play the kids. I think if Soto's back, I don't think they go for Bregman. I think they'll either look at first base or starting pitching. I think they leave Jazz on third and go internally for second base. And then first base, who knows? I mean, it's Ben Rice. They saw what Ben Rice can do. I don't think that's our best option, honestly. But first base is, we're going to be talking about some options here. We have Pete Alonso as our first option, but there's other ones I'm going to bring up as well. Ken says the best infield glove in the organization is Oswald Peraza. He needs to be given a real shot at the major league level. He needs to stay healthy, Ken. That's the thing. Oswald Peraza lost his shot versus Volpe, and then next spring training, he injures his shoulder, and he's out for, 2-3 months. So he needs to stay healthy, man. That's the thing about Peraza. I agree. Peraza, we saw him a little bit this year. He has some potential, man. And like you said, he's a great fielder, but he needs to stay healthy. Same with Jason Dominguez. Metro says Alonso is going to cost over $25 million plus. We need better options if we lose Soto. Yeah, we could have better options. Christian Walker is another name. Josh Bell, like Ken just said, Josh Bell's another name. There's pretty much 3 options, in my opinion, for first base, and that is Pete Alonso, Christian Walker, and Josh Bell. Unless Rizzo wants to come back on a very cheap deal, because we're already paying him $6 million for the buyout, not picking up his team option. But I just don't think Rizzo's going to be back next year. We have D-Rod saying, go tell Soto to resign and tell him we're going to play all the kids and you have to deal with growing pains and learning curves. Yeah, I don't think he'll walk. I mean, he's been around this club, so. Boy Wonder says, brother, we re-sign Soto and sign Burns. Oh, yeah. If we do that, then I'd be fantastic. I'd be great. I'd be ready to go. Yeah, Bell's another switch hitter. Switch. That's the thing. Like, you know, the Yankees love these lefties. They love the lefties in their rotation, or not in the rotation, but the lineup. Let's bring up Josh Bell real quick. He's not my favorite option. Like, he's had a down year. 32 years old, switch hitter. He hit 249 last year, 405 slug, 19 home runs. Same kind of thing with the fielding. He's a below average fielder. He's way cheaper. He'll be way cheaper than Pete Alonso will. I'll tell you that much. What's up, Jerry? What's up, Max? Torres being gone, who would you put as leadoff? Volpe or Jazz? We need a good leadoff hitter like Arise, pure contact hitter. I'd probably go with Jazz. I would love to see Volpe potentially as our leadoff guy, but we saw what he's been doing at leadoff. And I mean, it's only 2 years in his career, so he's still very young and he can change things around. But I think Jazz would be a better leadoff guy, but it's still kind of too early to talk about who's going to lead off because we don't even know who the lineup is. We have so many holes right now. We have so many holes right now in this lineup. So let's bring up Christian Walker real quick. So you're talking about a guy that can hit is this guy. Christian Walker has the best hitting chart as we see in his fielding. So he would be amazing, honestly. His range is great. I think overall, I think Christian Walker would probably be our best option. But if you're looking at youth, you're looking at how old he is. He's 33 years old. So Alonso's 29. But I mean, the charts say it all. But we're doing the same thing. If you were subscribed last year in the offseason, we were doing the same thing when we got that Alex Verdugo trade. We were bringing up his charts. We were looking at his charts saying, okay, like this is why we brought him into New York. He's a double machine. He gets on base. He hits well with runners in scoring position. But did that happen? No. So this could change. This could change if we do get Christian Walker. Yeah, he is a righty. But hitting-wise, he knows how to hit. He's a professional hitter. And he's a better fielder than Josh Bell and Pete Alonso. Neither Jazz swings at way too many first pitches, strikes out a ton. The best leadoff hitter on the roster is John Bertie. Yeah, well, right now, that's what I'm saying. It's too early to talk about leadoff. All these guys need to learn how to bunt, says Jack. You must be too young to remember the 80s. That sucked. What's up, Robert? Jazz strikes out too much for leadoff. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Volpe and Jazz are kind of in the same boat. Both of them chase nasty pitches. Volpe had a great World Series or ALCS and World Series, but look at this. I mean, we don't want that as a leadoff guy. We don't want that as a leadoff guy. He did better with the batting average. He raised his numbers up from 209 to 243, but look at the OPS went down. 12 home runs to 21 home runs. I mean, I know home runs aren't a main thing for the leadoff guy, but yeah, I don't think Volpe or Jazz are good options for leadoff. But if you told me to pick one or the other, I'm leaning more Jazz, honestly. But Walker has power to all fields and not a pull hitter. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Christian Walker at all. We also need a legitimate bench to pinch hit. One of the worst groups of pinch hitters on a Yankees team that I can. Yeah, Metro, I agree. The bench needs some work too. But that's just going to be coming internally. You know, Jose Trevino is going to be on the bench. He's going to be, I assume he's going to be back next year, backing up Austin Wells. So, you know, he's going to be on the bench. And then Cabrera most likely will be on the bench. I do think we're going to see Peraza or Durbin, somebody like that. Trent Grisham's still on the team. Legit holes need to be addressed. Yeah, I agree. How about signing Higgy to replace Trevino? Higgy had a career. Higgy went off this year, man. Higgy went off with the Padres this year. Who was I going to look at? Let's look up Bregman real quick. Bregman's power might go down because he was, you know, feasting from the Crawford boxes in Houston. So I mean, the 26 home runs might go away, but he doesn't strike out. He doesn't chase. He doesn't swing and miss often. Like Bregman would be a good piece of this team, man. Trevino's going to get moved this offseason. Narvaez will be up. You think Trevino's going to be moved? Theo, the thing we sucked out all year was bases juiced. Let's see if they retain Canely. How much do you pay him? I'm not sure. See, like the bullpen's going to be interesting to monitor because I know Tommy Canely wants to be back with the team. He loves being a Yankee. Like Tommy Canely loves being a Yankee. I know that for sure. But he's getting older. He's 35 years old. He throws the changeup. That's all he throws. So it's like, I don't know, man. Man, if Yankees get Kwan, Soto, Alonso, and Snell, it'll be game over. Yeah, it would be. If we got, I mean, we're not going to get Kwan. We're not going to get, I mean, there's no way we get Kwan this offseason. Soto, Alonso, Snell. If we do, that's pretty much all we're going to be signing. Yeah, I would love Tanner Scott. Tanner Scott would be amazing. Tanner Scott would be amazing here. Cabrera is a better version of Torres. Yeah, well, Cabrera's not going nowhere. They better not get rid of Cabrera. He better stay put. Trucker Tim, whoop whoop. What up, Trucker? Good to see you, man. Shout out to everyone. We got 65. Smash the like button. Thank you all for joining me. Checking Twitter real quick. Oh, Dan, Bob Nightingale just tweeted out Shohei Ohtani was playing with a labrum tear in the World Series, and then he just underwent arthroscopic, or he's went on through surgery today. but he's going to be expected to be ready for spring training. That's crazy. Just making sure we don't miss any news while I was live. Yeah, so Brian Cashman says that he's a big Aaron Boone fan. I think he's a great manager, and I think we've been lucky to have him. So he's not going nowhere. Not going anywhere at all. Oh, this is my it's a hockey jersey from one of the teams here in Jacksonville. Daniel says Juan Soto's a Cub. No, he's not. No, he's not. You said that last year about Ohtani, and look what happened. Look what happened, man. Do you think we're gonna start hearing signings and moves? Probably next month, I would say, would be a lot more moves being made. I am big buddy. We did see Michael Wacha. He re-signed with the Royals on a 3-year contract, so he's off the market. That's pretty much the only guy signed so far. But I do think we'll see more action next month. Oh, my bad, Ken, dude. I went to the dentist yesterday, and my whole mouth was numb. I'm getting some stuff done with my teeth, so my whole mouth is numb, bro. I couldn't even talk yesterday, so I just kind of went to bed. I didn't even watch the game, honestly, man. I woke up and saw the box score and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, of course the Chiefs win again. What? Oh, of course. What? Jay? My bad for missing your comment, man. Hold on. Max, if you guys pass, oh my god. No, I don't do that stuff, bro. I do not do that stuff. We got Shota instead. Yeah, hey. He looked great until he got hurt. Eminaga looked really good until he got hurt. That Jorge Soler trade was bad for the Angels. Didn't understand that trade. Angels, man, they stink. Their whole franchise is a mess. Yeah, I saw they went to overtime, dude. Yeah, I was passed out by 10. Yeah, my bad, Ken. I'll be live Thursday though. I'm gonna call the Thursday night game. It's Bengals and the Ravens. Had the same feeling of numbness when the Yankees blew that 5-run lead. Bro, who you telling? I got this hat. So look, I got the Yankee hat, the World Series hat, right? This came in the mail. I ordered it right when we clinched a World Series berth. So, the last game we played against the Guardians, we win, we're celebrating, we're going to the World Series. I buy the hat that night. This didn't come in until guess when? Friday. The day after we blew that game, I had to open this box and see my hat. And I'm just like, why? Why the pain? Why the agony? Right? Yeah, that was funny, D-Rod. A lot of content creators were tracking Ohtani's flight from Japan. Bro, it wasn't even them. They were tracking some random plane. Oh man, that's hilarious. They're not max. Their owner said he is increasing payroll, so they got 26 mil from Atlanta and 15 from Phillies. Oh, you talking about the Angels? I mean, the Angels they're a mess, dude. They're a mess. I mean, who lets Ohtani leave for nothing? Who lets Ohtani leave for nothing? Max, I got the perfect leadoff hitters. Jonathan India. I would love India. I wanted India last trade deadline, but they got Jazz. If you remember, I was calling for India. I was like, please give me India, and then they traded for Jazz instead. Oh, was he, John? Yeah, well, he's a Blue Jay fan, so they were thinking he was going to Toronto. Yeah, we're all still numb, still, Jack. But you know what? We have to move on. It's hard. It's hard to move on from a loss like that. I understand. I mean, I'm not moved on from it. It still stings me to my core. And all I do is see memes about the stuff, about us losing. So yeah, it stinks. It really stinks. But you know what, Theo? Teams learn from that stuff. Teams learn. Teams build off of losses like that. Teams, I'm telling you, next year is our year. 2025 revenge tour for the New York Yankees. Book it. Book it. The memes, yeah, exactly. Normally, the memes are everywhere. Yeah, mix. So Jazz, he's under contract till 2027. Rizzo is gone. We declined his team option, so we paid him $6 million for a buyout. Unless he comes back on a very cheap deal, he's gone. So Richard's saying no to Alonso. Let's keep the budget clear and keep the focus on a 26-year-old superstar, Juan Soto. Oh, yeah, that's the main focus, Richard. No doubt about it. But the Yankees have a hole on first base. So they can't just sit around and wait for, They either have to attack it free agency-wise or go internally and fill up first base with someone they already have on the roster. But, that's what my job is this offseason is kind of letting you guys know all the news and all the targets that the Yankees are going to go after. If I'm not working and news does break, I'll be going live and all that stuff. So just make sure your notification bells are hit so you get notified when I do go live. But I'm about to sign off for the night, guys. I just wanted to pop on for about an hour with all of you and just hang out. I miss you all so much, but you know what? I'll be doing these little hangout discussion streams throughout the whole off season. So I appreciate everybody. And like I said, if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring those bells. But thank you all for joining me. It's always love, peace, chicken grease on Max Covers TV. I'm out here, guys. Have a good rest of your evening. I'll see you all either tomorrow or Thursday. I'm out here. Peace. And always, go Yankees.